Good evening. So today in Sunday school, we were studying in Ephesians, where Paul is praying for the Ephesians. And there were a lot of little things that kept popping through my head. And I thought, hey, I'm going to share this with you guys today. I think it's good stuff. So I'm in Ephesians chapter 3. Let's see, verse 16 through 19. I'll read that and then I'll kind of go through a little bit. So Paul, as I said, he's praying for the Ephesians, okay? He says, I pray that out of his glorious riches he may strengthen you with power through his Spirit in your inner being, so that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith. And I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power, together with the saints, to grasp all how wide, long, how high, and how deep is the love of Christ, and to know that this love surpasses knowledge, and that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God. In the beginning here it talks about out of his, out of his glorious riches, that the strength, he'll give you strength, right? And we were talking today that when we get strength from God, we're not depleting him. Like, he has enough strength to go around for everyone. It's pretty unbelievable. And then, you know, trying to grasp how much God loves us, how deep, how wide. It's really kind of hard to fathom. You know, think of the deepest ocean and the widest field, the tallest mountain, that it goes beyond what our minds can even conceive sometimes. And I was thinking of, I had seen a video, I'm going to show you in a minute actually, but I had seen a video of somebody making a molten cast, aluminum cast of an ant colony, and I'll show you, it's very cool. Maybe I'll do that first actually. I'll show you, so I'll spin it around in a sec. Let's go over here. All right. Hopefully you can see this in a minute. All right, just let's see, bear with me. Molten aluminum, okay, being poured into this anthill. Just looks like, you know, a mound of dirt on top of the ground. So stinking hot. You watching, buddy? It's really cool. They're pouring wicked hot aluminum into an anthill. See how hot it is? Oh, man.
Ants are having a great day.
Well, the ants are not in there anymore. But then watch this. To the untrained eye, it just looks like a pile of dirt, right? Yeah. Yeah, don't melt down aluminum and pour it in your yard. This is just for educational purposes only. Now watch, you're going to want to see this. It's really cool. Isn't that crazy? Look at that. That's a beautiful piece of art. That's so cool. All right, turn you back around. Hey, I'm back. So that was going through my mind today as we were reading in Ephesians, and how, trying to think of how much God loves us and how he wants to pour himself into us, into not one part, not two parts, but every single tiny, intricate little part that's within us. That's awesome. And then the end is a beautiful piece of art. And that's what we are to him. Like, we are his masterpiece. He loved us so much that he died for us. And he gave us all unique gifts and abilities. And another thing that was brought up today was, when you go to a friend's house and they're like, make yourself at home. And somebody commented, oh, well, I'd take that wall out. If it was my home, I would change that floor. I really don't like the pictures that are over there. And we wouldn't necessarily do that at a friend's house, but when we ask God to come in our hearts, he does that though, right? He takes out the wallpaper from 1975 or whatever. He rips down the walls. He puts in, and it hurts, like I've said before, what he does to mold us and shape us. It's pretty awesome. And something that at the end of the day is a whole different thing. Like, if he changes our hearts, and like I said, he takes off the roof and he builds up, puts on a new roof, and he blows the walls out and makes it an open concept, right, in our hearts. It's not going to be without pain or dirt or dust or time, right? But just think of how much God loves you and how much he wants to pour himself into you. And when he pours himself into you, he's not depleted of his power. He has, like, I can't think of a number because there isn't one. He has so much power to put in us. I just thought that was a really good message. And I love the idea of the ants and how, on the surface, it looks like a little, pile of dirt. But then the further you go down, layers and layers and layers and layers. And ants have made these incredible, intricate, like, walkways, right? And then there was like little places where it got a little thicker, so that was kind of like a house. Another one to like Uncle John's and over to Aunt Sally's. And that's how we are. We're super intricate, right? And we're not just one level. We're multi-leveled, multi-dimensional, but we're all created to be unique. He didn't make us all to be teachers. He did not make us all to be pastors or to be in the mission field. But, or firemen, policemen, homemakers. But he created a special gift within all of us. And another thing we learned today was, to not look around at other people and what their gifts are. And we're not supposed to be like, oh man, I wish I could be as holy or as strong of a Christian as they are, or I wish I could, I'm not as good as they are. We're not supposed to measure ourselves to other people. We're supposed to look to Christ, right, to God, because he's the one who gave us his power, right? So he wants to use you in only the way that you can be used. And I'm not Billy Graham. I'll never be a Billy Graham, but I'm a Kelly Fothergill. And that's who I'm going to be. And I'm going to be who I'm supposed to be. I'm going to reach people that are in my sphere. You're going to reach the people that are in yours. Sometimes I do it through humor. Sometimes I do it through whatever. We all have special gifts and talents and abilities. And I hope you know how much God loves you. And how he wants to go in. He wants to make his home in you. And maybe change it up. Maybe get rid of the shag carpet. Or, we need some hardwood going on or some tile. Some newness, right? But that's it. That's all I have for you today. But every week I'll be here. I haven't figured out the time yet, but every week we're going to be doing a quick little devotional. So just know that you're super, super loved by God. And he wants to use you the way that only you can be used to go and touch people. All right, have a good one. Be blessed.